Hello, hello. My name is Lee M. Cimfel. I'm running for Secretary of State, Nebraska. I have a written speech here that I would like to talk about, but before I begin, I have to mention I have bad teeth and bad speech, so it may be difficult to understand this, but I'll do the best I can. When running for Secretary of State, it is difficult to perceive what is going to happen in this election. While my court case for trespassing was going on, I was allowed to announce my candidacy for Secretary of State, Nebraska 2024-2026. The verdict was eventually guilty. I was found guilty of trespassing, but innocent for other charges. The greater charges included broadcasting or impersonating a public officer. I was innocent for impersonating Secretary of State. So in other words, I can say I'm Secretary of State without getting in trouble. This is really hard to explain because I have bad teeth and bad speech. But within my trespassing case, I recorded a video at the time, and it included my bid for Secretary of State. So this was introduced as evidence. It was my case was partially won. Now, do not get me wrong, trespassing would be nice to get a not guilty verdict, but however, it was guilty. So, 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 first degree trespassing is a serious charge. I'm supposed to go around trespassing and say I'm running for office. What I'm trying to say here is when I walk down the street, it's difficult to even walk down the street because people think I'm trespassing. And when I'm running for office, uh, uh, people can understand that someone is supposed to say I'm trespassing, and then it's what I did as Secretary of State. So it flips on them. The guy says I'm Secretary of State and that I'm trespassing, and I'm supposed to say he owns the property because that's part of the Secretary of State's responsibility is to say someone owns a property. So if I'm saying I'm trespassing on their property, then it is more believable that they own it. I don't know. It's really hard to explain. Nebraska law has affects people that way. So that's the plus. Nebraska law can say I'm trespassing, but they can also say I'm Secretary of State. So considering they can also say I'm Lee Z. That's another part of my case. I used credit in my alias's name. So my alias is Lee Z. So people can vote for Lee Z when considering their Secretary of State. So my chances to win are far greater when the president of China is supporting me. Buddha is great. Buddha will be proud of me when I complete my sentence and get on the ballot for Secretary of State, Nebraska. The Secretary of State is supposed to know if someone owns a property in Nebraska. Trespassing is an excellent front. So I hope I explained this so people can understand it. This is kind of good news and bad news. The trespassing, remember, is a front for the Secretary of State is supposed to say he's trespassing, uh, and they get to fill out their papers downtown or whatever they have to do. So that was it. Thank you for listening to my broadcast, and I'll see you next time. Vote for Lee M. Cimfel, Secretary of State, Nebraska, 2024-2026.